Recently, Mayor Lightfoot traveled to California to try to lure tech companies here to Chicago. But with the rise in crime over the last 18 months, will companies want to come? Tom Gimbel is the founder and CEO of the LaSalle Network, a Chicago-based national staffing firm. Tom, thanks for being with us.
Good to be with you, Ben.
First, let's talk about what you're hearing from companies. Is crime a concern when they're trying to think about where they want to place jobs?
Crime is the #1 concern about the city of Chicago. We've got some of the best colleges and universities, from University of Chicago, Northwestern, UIC, DePaul, Loyola, and then surrounding colleges. We've got a great, from a Collier County, junior college situation to support people. The biggest challenge we have outside of taxes, which California and New York have high taxes too, the biggest problem we have is violence. People don't feel safe. We're open after COVID, but do people really want to go out for dinner and walk the streets afterwards? There is a huge safety problem in this city.
And it's becoming an economic problem, as you point out. Mayor Lightfoot would counter that more than 30 companies just during the pandemic have decided to relocate to Chicago. Do you see that as the good sign that she sees, or should it be a lot more?
Well, the problem really is we've got to make sure that we're retaining the companies we have here. And we might get a company here or there that comes for a specific client. I mean, we still have so many Fortune 500 companies in Chicago. So you're going to always have companies that'll make Chicago their headquarters to service those Fortune 500 companies. But that's not necessarily what we need. We need entrepreneurial companies that want to come here, that are going to hire our students, that are going to relocate people from other areas. And when people don't feel safe, you're going to see companies start to go other places. And when there's shootings in the Gold Coast, or shootings in Lincoln Park, there's on the Wabash Bridge, on Lakeshore Drive, and the mayor is going to San Francisco to recruit companies, every CEO that I talk to a number says, why is she going to try to find companies to move here when she should be trying to make the companies that are here feel safe? That's the big challenge we have, Ben.
But then you get into the push and pull that we've been covering for years, and that is, people out in neighborhoods get frustrated when police resources get diverted down to the Mag Mile, down to the Loop, et cetera. So, I think it's easy for everybody to say, crime needs to be under control. Everyone needs to feel safe in every neighborhood of the city. The solutions are very hard, and Chicago's not the only one struggling with it.
I disagree with you, Ben. I disagree with you because I think that what we need is actually more police. We don't want to divert police from those neighborhoods. We also need police in the other neighborhoods in Chicago. So what we had was a mayor who last summer who went anti the police when all the rioting started and the Black Lives Matter, which were huge social things. We needed leadership there, but we didn't need somebody to close the door on the police. We need more police, but in addition, we need better training, and we need internal affairs that's going to work to sort out the bad ones, which are in the minority, not the majority. But we need more training, better training, psychological training. But we should never drain resources from those people that have a less desirable living situation. And at the same time, the people that pay the majority of taxes, they should feel safe so we don't lose that tax revenue. It's actually not that complicated. It's about allocation of resources and standing up for the police, and the community wants more police. They really do, in all neighborhoods.
Ari, Tom, we're talking about staffing and companies hiring and what they need to do to feel like the city not only wants them, needs them, but protects them. What else could Chicago be doing, do you think, to be more to be a more conducive job market?
Absolutely. There's really, in addition to the violence, the other challenge is the school systems, and we've got to get CPS. We've got some of the best schools in the country, obviously in the state, but in the country, in the magnet schools. But the CPS rank and file, we need to improve that so these kids can learn. And we have a real big challenge on our plate with single-family income homes and families that they don't have two parents in the home, and kids going into those schools, so we can have a better flow of educated, ready to work K through 12 kids graduating from high school, because there is a trend right now that you don't need to have a college degree to get a job, whether it's in call centers or entry-level IT. And so if we have more kids that are better educated when they graduate high school, we're going to have a stronger city from an employment level. You eliminate the violence, you increase the education, this is going to be a hotbed, and the mayor won't need to go to San Francisco on an all-expenses taxpayer-paid boondoggle to get companies to come here. They'll come willingly. We won't have to recruit them at all. If you build it, they will come.
Tom Gimbel, the CEO of the LaSalle Network. Thanks for being with us, Tom.
Good to be with you, Ben.